Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer McRorie. I'm the Director Curator of the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, and I'm here with Ashley Young as a beading artist that is currently showing a piece, a beaded cape, a piece that she made. It's showing in an exhibition at the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery called, it's the Wakamow Aboriginal Community Association Women's Cape Project. And so it's one of 8 pieces that's currently on exhibition. So I just wanted to interview Ashley about her experience working with this project. But before I do so, I want to acknowledge that the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery operates on Treaty 4 territory, which is the homeland of the or traditional lands of the Blackfoot, Cree, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Dakota, Nakota, Lakota, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. I also want to acknowledge our funders for their support there, the Saskatchewan Arts Board, Canada Council for the Arts, SaskCulture, Sask Lotteries, Canadian Heritage, and the City of Moose Jaw. So Ashley, I was wondering if you could tell us about this experience of beading. Is this your first time beading?
It is not. This is my 3rd project with Barb. My first project, I joined this group of Indigenous women, and it was just kind of a self-healing group. So we had community talking circles. We talked about Indigenous medicines and self-care. And then I brought them here. We made moccasins. So this is my very first project.
Oh, great.
We made moccasins together on this really, really thick moose hide. So it was my first time doing anything, and it was a pretty complicated project right from the start.
Yeah.
And then my second project, we made these medallions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then the 3rd project, we made those capes together. So I've done this project with some of the same people, some of them were different, but the whole process, I did this with my mom and a really good friend that I've known my entire life, like my mom's friend, and she's basically my family member. So yeah, it's been an awesome process.
Oh, great. And so, yeah, I should mention that Barb Frazer is an Indigenous traditional knowledge keeper and instructor. And so she's been working on these projects with groups of women here in Moose Jaw. And I believe that it's been situated at the gallery, off and on at the gallery. And so it's wonderful to support this exhibition. I should mention that those of you who are interested in seeing the pieces, they are on our website, and we have a virtual exhibition so that you can check out all the work. How did you come to choose the pattern that you worked with on your beaded cape? I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the imagery and what the symbolism is behind that work.
Yeah, that was an interesting process too, because one of my struggles is coming up with initial ideas. They don't come to me really quick. I have to really think about it. So I first had a design in mind of having a rose, and it kind of had the same themes, but it was about it growing and changing and becoming this beautiful piece by the end, where it grows. But that wasn't working. It wasn't really feeling like me. So I decided to base it on something I wrote in university. So my prof told us to sit outside, and without talking, we just had to observe. So we observed everything that was around us on the green, and then afterwards we just wrote down everything that we were thinking. So I kind of went a little more poetic in my piece, and I just wrote about the leaves. So I just noticed that with all the busyness around the green, these leaves were just dancing and they were just so peaceful. So then I started comparing myself to a tree, and I was saying that, I wrote this down here. One part of it, I said, I said, we can learn from trees. We can work together to dance, change color, and make the tree whole. So my cape has the tree in the middle, and then it has the leaves falling, and as they get farther away from the tree, they age. So it's kind of my process of my life as I get older and as I'm experiencing new things. And then in the very front, I have a sun, a moon, and stars. And the overall meaning was, even if my leaves fall, even if I'm going through this hard time, there's always light in the sun and the moon and the stars.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, lovely. And as you mentioned that you participated in the project with your mother and and a friend, and how was that experience of going through the project with your mom?
It was beautiful. When we first started, I feel like we were both going through something, so then this kind of brought us closer, and we could talk to other Indigenous women and feel stronger in our Indigenous identity, and we could learn something new together. And my mom and I have always been really, really close, and I feel like Beading has just brought us even closer, because we're even texting each other the beading that we do, the extra beading that we do, and our progress. And yeah, it's just a great relationship builder. Oh. And with the family friend, I've known her my entire life, and I feel like it brought us closer together too. And yeah.
Oh, that's great. So what has it meant to you to connect with a traditional practice, this beading?
Yeah, it means a lot. Before this, I've always struggled with my Indigenous identity. I never felt like I fit into that mold, just because I'm so fair and no one would really notice that I had any kind of Indigenous part of me. But I always had this yearning inside of me to want to be a part of it and want to learn more and just want to be accepted that way. So I feel like this was my first jump into reclaiming my identity and just throwing myself into there and learning. And I still have a whole lot to learn, but it actually inspired me to apply to get a master's of Indigenous education, and I just got accepted into my program.
Oh, congratulations.
And Barb encouraged me from the start. Right from when I told her the idea, she was like, yes, you need to do it, you need to do it. And then she called me and she's like, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Mm-hmm. So yeah, it encouraged me to go way farther than I thought I would. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, yeah, you would never guess that this was your third project. As I mentioned, I encourage everyone to go and check out the pieces on our website, and MJM&AG.ca, and because they're beautiful, and yeah, you did a wonderful job. Like, it's just beautiful and lovely and so poetic too. So that's great.
And the ladies involved, they're just also amazing too. And we're just all ability levels, and it's just, their pieces are all so beautiful and mean so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Ashley, for sharing some of the background and the thoughts that went into your work. And yeah, thank you for sharing your piece with us. And we're hoping that we'll be able to reopen at some point, maybe this summer, that people can see it again in the flesh. But in the meantime, people can enjoy it virtually. So again, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.